Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Today, I am joined by Mr. Rick Peterson, the 2020 Kansas Sportswriter of the Year. Mr. Peterson, congratulations.
Thank you. It's a great honor, particularly because this year I get to share it with my son, Rick Peterson Jr., who's also a sports writer. So that makes it pretty cool.
That's awesome. Now, how did you get what made you want to go into the sports industry?
Well, I grew up always playing sports and always being a sports fan. And I just, it was just kind of a natural. I didn't know that I would be able to get into journalism, but I did love writing and things like that. And then when I was in my last year of college, an opportunity opened to write for the school paper and the local paper. 2 weeks after my graduation, I got my first job, and 41 years later, here I am.
That's amazing. That's amazing. What has been your favorite event to write about, or favorite sport you like writing about the most?
Well, I love high school sports, and throughout my entire career, I've written about high school sports. And I'm not sure I have a favorite sport to write about in that terms, because it kind of depends on the season. When it's football season, I love to write about football, and I love to write about cross country and volleyball and things like that. Then during basketball, I love basketball, but we also have very good wrestling teams in this area. And then in the spring, we have 8 sports in the spring in Kansas, so there's plenty to do. So I've basically done high schools, but I've also been very lucky in the sense that I've gotten to do kind of what I wanted. I've covered 2 or 3 championship fights in Vegas. I've covered several bowl games, including the Aloha Bowl in Hawaii. I've covered the World Series. I've covered NBA, when they used to have an NBA team in Kansas City. So I've gotten to do. I've never have been pigeonholed into one thing. I've liked doing it all.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's good that when your arsenal is so much and you're not just limited to one sport, because I feel like for college graduates, it can, not being afraid to open up your horizon to writing about other sports and not just sticking to one. I think that really helps you in the field of sports writing.
Yeah, particularly in this day and age. So, I think you're going to find out that if you are a college student and intending to go in this field, you got to be wide open, because newspapers are cutting staffs and cutting circulation days in some sort. So you can't just do one thing. You have to really learn how to be adept at the social media. You really have to be adept and willing to do podcasts and things like that, videos, whatever it takes. The whole key to survive in this business, particularly in this day and age, is to make yourself important, be willing to do anything that needs to be done. And if job cuts do come, hopefully you're not the one that gets cut.
Absolutely. And advice for college graduates, would you just say everything you just told me that'll be your best advice for a college graduate?
Yeah, keep your options open. Keep your options open. It may not be you may not be headed for the newspaper or broadcast. You may want to work for your college or another college, doing stories for their alumni magazines, doing stories for their websites and things like that. There's a ton of websites out there, and I think it's just very important to just be, to really, anything that comes up and comes open, check it out, and don't just automatically assume that that's not going to interest you or that's not going to be good for you in the future.
Gotcha. Well, Mr. Peterson, I really appreciate you taking time to allow me to interview you. And again, congratulations on being the 2020 Kansas Sportswriter of the Year.
Glad to do it. And anything you need, just let me know.
Thank you. And thank everyone for listening.